Their house was built in 1974, which was not something Franklin and Eloise Bergstrom thought about very often. You stop thinking about the age of a house the way you stop thinking about the age of your car. It becomes furniture, background, the fixed condition of daily life. The house was old. The wiring was probably fine. They had never had a problem. Barnabas was 5 years old, 104 pounds, and had navigated the stairs of the Bergstrom home without incident, approximately twice a day for 5 years. He went up for bed. He came down for breakfast. He went up when the children went up. He came down when the children came down. The stairs were part of the routine in the way that breathing is part of the routine. Unremarkable, automatic. On the 16th of December, he stopped, not slowed. Stopped, he walked to the bottom of the staircase at his usual time and sat down, not on the stairs, at the base, facing up, his body fully occupying the foot of the stairs in the way that a large dog's body deployed with intention can occupy a significant space. Franklin's son Eli, who was 8, said, "Come on, Barnabas," and tried to step around him. Barnabas shifted. Eli tried the other side. Barnabas shifted again. Eloise watched from the kitchen. She told Eli to use the back stairs. Eli, accustomed to the logic of adults, did not ask why. Day 2 the same. Day 3 the same. The grandmother, who had arrived from Savannah and occupied the guest room at the top of the main staircase, said the dog needed obedience work. Franklin said, "Probably." He also took the grandmother's bags up the back stairs himself. On day 4, at the insistence of his wife and the pointed suggestion of his mother-in-law, Franklin scheduled a visit from a dog trainer for the following week. Then, while he was on hold listening to hold music, he stood at the bottom of the main staircase and tried to think about what was different about this staircase specifically. If you stay for stories about what animals sense before we do, you're in the right place. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. The staircase ran up the interior of the north wall of the house. The furnace was in the basement directly beneath the north wall. The furnace was old. He had been meaning to have it serviced. In September, and it was now December. He hung up the hold music and called an HVAC company. The technician arrived the next morning. He was in the basement for 40 minutes. When he came back up, he had a look on his face that Franklin could not immediately categorize. He said, "Your heat exchanger has a crack in it. It's been venting combustion gases into the wall cavity on the north side of the house." He showed Franklin on his phone the infrared image of the wall, the thermal signature of escaping gas rising from the furnace level up through the interior of the wall, up the wall that the main staircase ran alongside. The technician said, "Carbon monoxide. The concentration in the wall cavity is significant. The staircase would have been the highest exposure point in the house. The crack is at the base. Gas rises. Anyone on those stairs was directly adjacent to the highest concentration point." He said, "Do you have a CO detector?" Franklin said, "Yes, in the upstairs hallway." The technician said, "CO rises. It would have accumulated first in the wall cavity and at the stairwell. Your detector is probably not positioned to catch it early." He paused. He looked at Barnabas, who was sitting at the base of the main staircase. He said, "How long has he been doing that? Has your pet ever done something that made no sense until it was the only thing that made sense? Tell us in the comments. These stories deserve to be heard." 4 days, Franklin said. The technician nodded. He went back to writing up his report. Franklin stood in the hallway for a while. He thought about Eli on the back stairs. He thought about the grandmother's bags. He thought about 104 pounds of Bernese Mountain Dog choosing a position and holding it for 4 days, while everyone around him tried to explain it with obedience problems. Every guardian deserves to be recognized, even the ones who never asked for anything in return. If stories like this matter to you, subscribe so you never miss the next one. The furnace was replaced before Christmas. The CO detectors were repositioned, one at the base of each staircase, one in the basement, one in each bedroom. The main staircase reopened. Barnabas walked up it that evening without hesitation, all the way to the top, and lay down at the bedroom door of the oldest child in the way he always had. The next story involves a rescue dog who had never been trained for anything, and the night she became the only alarm that worked.